Today we're going to be working out of Elementary Principles of Chemical Processes, 3rd edition. We're going to be doing problem number 2.22. I'll go ahead and read the problem statement. The Prandtl number is a dimensionless group important in heat transfer calculations. It's defined as these variables, where Cp is the heat capacity of a fluid, mu is the fluid viscosity, and K is the thermal conductivity. For a particular fluid, heat capacity equals 0.583 joules per gram Kelvin. K is 0.286 watts per meter Kelvin, and viscosity is 1936 pound mass per foot hour. Estimate the value of the Prandtl number without using a calculator. Remember, it is dimensionless. Showing your calculations, then determine it with a calculator. Okay. So, in this problem setup, we pretty much do the same thing that we did in the previous problem. So we know that the Prandtl number equals the heat capacity times the viscosity over thermal conductivity. Okay. We know that the heat capacity equals 0.583 joules per gram, 0.286 watts meter. So in the problem statement, it actually uses Celsius, but Celsius and Kelvin are interchangeable in this scenario, so I'm just using Kelvin instead of degrees Celsius. Okay, so those are the constants that it gives to us. So now we just need to combine them all and make sure all the units cancel. Okay, so this equals the heat capacity and watts is joules per second. So we'll just cancel out the watts there and just put joules per second instead. Then we got our viscosity. And we have our feet per meters. We've got our grams. And we need to convert our hours into seconds because of the watts. Okay. And that equals something, but first we're going to calculate without a calculator. We've got a lot of decimals in here and things like that. We wouldn't be able to calculate that in our heads. Most people can't. So we'll make it really simple with just whole numbers. So we'll simplify the 0.5. Let's simplify that to 6 times 10 to the minus 1. Then we're dividing by a 3 times 10 to the minus 1. Then we're multiplying by a 2 times 10 to the 3. And dividing by a 3 times 10 to the minus 1. And multiplying by a 5 times 10 to the 2 and dividing by a 4 times 10 to the 3. Okay. This equals, let's see if we can do some cancellations here. Well, the 3 cancels with the 6 and gives us a 2, and then the 4 cancels with these 2's. And we're just left with a 5 over a 3. So 5 over 3, and then we'll figure out our order of magnitude. So these cancel out with each other. These cancel out with each other, and then we're just left with 3. So 10 times 10 to the power of 3, because this negative and this 2, so equals 2 plus 1 equals 3. Okay, so 5 over 3 times 10 to the 3. And 5 over 3 about equals 1.6. So 1.6 times 10 to the 3. And there's no units because the Prandtl number is a unitless number, and all the units canceled out. Okay, now let's calculate it with a calculator. Let's come back up here and just use our calculator. So what does it equal? So that's what the calculator gave to us, and so that is actually pretty close to what we got with our estimation just in our head. So we just got a little bit more accurate with our 1.63. So it was just, instead of having just 2 digits of accuracy, we have 3 digits. We cut it off with the calculator because the number of significant figures in the given information was maxed out at 3. So we only have 3 significant figures here. Anyway, that's the answer to problem number 2.22. Thanks for joining me. If I made any errors, let me know. And you can leave a comment, and I will address that. Thanks.